One of the best ways to make money in the crypto bull market is by understanding what the next big trend is going to be. And in this video, I want to go over some altcoins, explain my deliberations, and explain exactly why I am buying that coin right now and what I think will probably happen to it. So this video is meant for people who are either new to crypto or who are just looking out for another cool crypto to add to their portfolio, or who just want to hear some opinions about the coins that they love or maybe even hate. And so again, I want you guys to understand that every crypto cycle is different and that by no means do I have a glass bowl, and I cannot tell you with 100% certainty which coins will pop off, because in an altcoin season, in an actual crypto bull run, it's very hard to buy something that will not do well. What we are analyzing for is the coins that will perform the best. Later on, I'll also be making videos about the cheapest of the cheapest coins, an exit plan, and more tutorials. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go ahead and press that like button, and perhaps I'll see you back on my channel soon. So straight at the bat, we're talking about a very risky one, but risky only for the short term. The coin I'm talking about is called 𝗬𝗬. And the reason I'm telling you it's a pretty risky coin right now is because the price has gone up from about $3 to roughly $40 in the span of a little over a month. But as we can see over on the left here, it is actually still in the 64th position with a market cap of less than $1 billion, but it basically represents ordinals on Bitcoin. If you don't know what they are, you've probably heard of NFTs, right? Well, that's mostly on Ethereum, Solana, etc. NFTs on Bitcoin, the basis of all that is ordinals. Let me just say it like this. If you are bullish on Bitcoin, or you think that Bitcoin will grow, there's a very good chance you are also by definition bullish on ordinals, as these are things built on Bitcoin that will most likely only keep getting bigger. And so right now a trend I'm heavily looking into is NFTs on Bitcoin, aka Bitcoin ordinals, and the 𝗬𝗬 token, because again, that's the basis of it all. And so I can highly recommend you guys to look into. Only problem is it's up 1,200% in a month. There is potentially a correction due. The price is going extremely hard right now, but this is a coin to at least watch for, as I do believe it can still go from $800 million that it is right now to multiple tens of billions at the peak of the next run. So again, I want you to understand, Bitcoin is $800 billion. Ordinals are about 1,000th of that. It would not be too crazy in my opinion for ordinals to see a 10x. Now, whenever I talk about my top cryptos, I very often stay at this top sector, this top section. And the reason I do so is not because I think these coins will make you the most amount of gains. Matter of fact, I am pretty certain that these coins will almost all do well, but they will not bring you crazy gains like coins way lower down the rankings will go. The only reason I stick to top coins very often is because the hardest part about getting into crypto and getting to make crazy gains is not picking the right coin. It's about getting in. It's about actually going ahead and buying some. Whenever I speak with friends or new acquaintances, they always say, yeah, that crypto stuff, I'm looking into it. I'm thinking about buying some. Almost never do I hear, oh, I just bought some and I'm really looking for the right coin, but I've got a lot of coins already. No, the hardest step is getting your first foot in the door. And so if I'm not your financial advisor, see him as your friend you met at your conference, I guess, my personal piece of advice is just get acquainted with the technology, understand how to buy yourself one coin, and the rest will most likely flow pretty quickly afterwards. Honestly, if you just buy the top of the top cryptos, you just buy yourself this little list, you will most likely make crazy gains already. I'm talking about 10xing your portfolio, because coins like XRP, I'm extremely excited about. Coins like Solana will most likely do extremely well. Coins like Cardano could easily see a 10x as well. But you've also got your certainty with Bitcoin being the most obvious choice here, because if Bitcoin doesn't do well, most other coins don't do well either. And so if this one is nearly guaranteed, even though you're not going to make the most amount of gains, it is a very high likelihood of doing well. And after you've then understood the process of buying, getting into it, and you understand the risks, then you can start looking more and more down the rankings. And there are also a lot of coins that have got amazing fundamentals, amazing marketing, amazing communities, like 𝗕𝗂, for example, that you're just not sure will shine this run. 𝗏, this one, a lot of my VC friends are saying is extremely undervalued. But there comes my own personal problem. Just because a protocol is extremely good doesn't mean they're going to perform the best in a bull run, because very often projects like this are ran by what a lot of people call nerds, people that know about technology but don't necessarily know about marketing. Now for 𝗏, last season they did exceedingly well, and I do believe they will be able to pick it back up. But if you really read what they're into, Torchain is a decentralized liquidity protocol that allows users to easily exchange crypto assets across a range of networks, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, without losing full custody of their assets. People can basically swap in a permissionless setting as they enable native asset settlement, using a unique system to help mitigate the issue of impermanent loss. That might sound difficult. That might sound like the most elementary definition of just the protocol. I mean, it just depends on your crypto understanding, I'd say. But that is not as exciting to a lot of retail investors, the average Joe, as this AI ChatGPT based, backed by Binance, starting at only 1 cent, yada, yada, yada. And that's why I said it's a lot about the buzzwords. It's a lot about what gets the next hype. And I'd say that one of the areas to really look into, and I've said this before, is the AI narrative. And that's what I'm thinking, guys. Would you appreciate it? Let me know down below. If I make a top list of my best AI cryptos, because I hold a lot of different coins, but this AI sector, I just honestly believe that people are really gonna go berserk on it, because AI is still a buzz and crypto is still a buzz. It's going to combine to a double buzz. But there's a couple different ones I'm looking into, some big, some small. Let me know in the comment section down below. But 2, just to give you guys an idea, is Render and Injective. Render's simplest explanation is it's a distributed GPU rendering network, and obviously GPUs are necessary for AI computation, so that makes a lot of sense. I'd say Injective is a little bit more difficult to explain, but they basically facilitate many AI things like AI trading, and for AI to just incorporate AI into many systems. And Injective is fully based on finance, so not as much on the gaming sector, all this type of stuff. So this is of course where a lot of the money lies. Now, there's one sector of coins I'm kind of secretly holding, and 2 funny ones are Terra Classic, USTC. So a lot of this, my money is still stuck over on Anchor that I don't think I'm ever going to get back. But a lot of my friends were buying this coin at like 1 cent for in case it ever gets back to $1, because that's what the price used to be. And it's kind of like a funny little thing, as right now the price is indeed 6 cents. And I've basically done it with all the Lunas, all 3 of them. So the Luna Classic, and then this Terra Classic dollar, just for in case they do get some sort of revival or some crazy announcement. And in that same ballpark is FTT. I'm not sure where in the ranks they are. And those are just bought for an in case of a revival or in case of a crazy market hype. And today I've actually been pretty profitable, as Terra is up 25% today. And I actually forgot to mention, if you're into the explanation I just gave about 𝗬𝗏, and you might be wondering why Stax is doing so well, it's a pretty similar story. So as you can read right here, Stax is a Bitcoin layer for smart contracts. In unison, it just is like, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, right now we very much are, Stax, 𝗬𝗏, Bitcoin, and perhaps even the Bitcoin derivatives as in Bitcoin Cash and whatnot, even though in theory that's supposed to have a inverse correlation, it doesn't, meaning since Bitcoin Cash to some is the real Bitcoin, it should in theory not do well if Bitcoin does well, because that means people are buying Bitcoin over Bitcoin Cash and vice versa. But for some reason, it does usually follow the same path. And now, one more thing I just quickly want to say that I recommend everybody to get into is crypto airdrops. So recently, the Starknet airdrop was announced, and I made a video about that like 7 months ago, I think, on how to get yourself into the airdrop. We're not sure if anything done in the video is going to make you eligible. You never know up front what you need to do to get the airdrop. But I think I've got the ability, if you guys want, and if you all support by pressing that like button, to make a couple new tutorials that you've got to do right now. Like, you have no more time to wait to potentially get yourself an airdrop in the near future. And sometimes those are worth $1,000. Sometimes they're worth a couple $1,000. Sometimes they're worth $10,000, $20,000. It just depends. And again, it will take some effort to keep up and to potentially do this with multiple accounts if you want to, but it is very much worth it. If you guys really want a tutorial, it's a lot of effort, so I really want to see a lot of support, then I'll get to it and get you guys all the details that I know and prepare you for future airdrops as well. So hopefully you get a better idea as to how to find these things, how to go about them, and hopefully it becomes more of a second nature to interact with these new protocols and basically always set yourself up for a potential future airdrop. It's always interesting to me as well when I look a little bit further down the rankings and I look at many coins that I used to really find interesting, like Stratus here, and IOST. These are coins from like way back that right now I would never buy again. Even though I do believe they've got the potential to still do a 10x, 20x, whatever in the next bull run, those are not the coins I'm most bullish on. A coin that I think, for example, is pretty amazing was 𝗓𝗓, but most of the basis that I put it on is that it did extremely well last run, pretty late into the run, meaning it was not one of the first ones to gain, but actually a later one. But then when it did, it went absolutely berserk. And so if they were able to pull it off last time, I will keep it in the back of my head in case it makes another performance like that. A lot of people ask me about Hex, Pulsechain, etc. The thing is, those projects have got proper communities, but the value proposition is mostly just wrapped around, will the community be able to work together hard enough to get this one to the moon? Can it happen? Yes, but I'd prefer to focus on multitude of different cryptos that I have focused on more recently, that I know more about, that I feel more excited about in that sense. Many of my friends are excited about Big Time. Fun fact, don't even know what they do. I just bought it because my friends are telling me. And I think a lot of you guys have that too. Somebody introduced you to crypto, right? This coin is now up 40% today. I didn't even know that. It's up almost 200% this week. 300% this month. So it's doing some big time numbers. But I will warn you again that just basing your strategy on previous runs, I think is one of the most stupid things you can do. DigiByte used to be one of the biggest cryptocurrencies out there, and look at where it is today. Do not compare previous runs to this one. Take it as a basis, just like how I'm looking at 𝗓𝗓 because of what it did before. But I also understand that the best way to make money in crypto is not to buy coins that did well previous time. It's to look for the new trend and see which coins will most likely do well this time. And you got to also understand that just because a platform or protocol has got their name out there and is doing pretty well, it doesn't mean those are the most bullish. Anybody in the crypto gem hunting community, which I hope a lot of you guys are joining now by watching my videos, you must know 𝗕𝗓, you must know 𝗕𝗪𝗓𝗀, some of the biggest guys launching tokens basically. But still, I know they will do well. I know 𝗕𝗪𝗓𝗀 is going to absolutely pop off. I know 𝗕𝗓 is going to absolutely pop off, but I'd prefer to mostly just be involved with the projects launching, for example, on 𝗕𝗓. I think there's a project launching soon, and if it is, I will tell you about it. And I do believe to get into those launches, you need to hold yourself launchpad tokens. One thing I can highly recommend is to look into the most hyped up launchpads of the year. I'm gonna give another update on that soon, and I'm thinking of doing that in my specific group. No, I probably put everything on YouTube. I don't want to gatekeep information for people that are in a special group. We'll do deeper analysis, deeper dives in the group, which I don't have, by the way. I'm just thinking about making a group, but I'll give all the information that I have to you guys as well, just less in depth. But one thing I would highly suggest looking into as well, and this is an alpha tip a lot of people are not giving you, is look into launchpad coins, because if you want to make the most amount of money in crypto, 99 out of 100 times, people make that because of launches, because they buy the right crypto early. And in a bear market, the difficult part is finding a good project that's going to launch. In the bull market, the difficult part is being able to put money into the project because there's money enough. Everybody wants to put money. There's just not enough space. Even right now, one of my most recent investments, I wanted to put so much money because they're amazing, but I can only put very little. And so you try to play all your connections to get more. Not possible. And again, that's what I explain on this channel a lot too. Which exact investors do you look at? What exact partnerships are nice? What makes the tokenomics good or bad? That is for early stage investing. But last year, I noticed a couple of you guys that are still watching these videos today also joined in. You know, with coins like 𝗓𝗪𝗲𝗏, the problem is not the gains, because anybody who joined, I think the official ticker they said it hit like 1200x, meaning $1 into 1200, was not that it didn't make gains. Because I believe anybody invested was able to cash out like 400x or at least 40x, I don't remember. I think 400x was like the proper price, 1200x the theoretical price that it went to. But let's say on average, maybe 80x, 40x, 100x, I don't know. The problem was that you were only able to put in a couple tens, a couple hundreds of dollars. So let's say I was able to put in $1,000, which to some people is nice. You're getting $400,000 out. But that's your 400x return. Meaning you probably have to make a couple of investments that will fail before you get the right one to hit. And so generally, you want the ones that you really know are going to hit to also be a good investment. Good investment being very relative. To some people, a good investment is 20,000. To some people, a good investment is 100,000. To some people, a good investment is at least $100. It's all about your own journey. Whatever somebody else finds, it doesn't matter. But so those launchpad tokens, very often, the more you have of the token, allow you to buy in more when they do a sale of sorts. Because they basically give you the opportunity to buy some of the coin early before it hits the market. And all you need in return is to hold their token, or sometimes to participate in yada, yada, yada. Just depends on each launchpad. One that's coming up soon is 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏. Now, unfortunately, it's a hard one again to get into, but if you know people that know people, there often is a way. But I'll talk about that more because potentially there is something I can work out, and that would be huge. But that's just one tip a lot of people are not giving you. I wouldn't say that the price of this is always going to be linear towards the upside because they're launch pads. It's an interesting market because usually these pump and dump around good launches. But I do believe 𝗕𝗓 is coming up with some good launches. They did pretty well last year. And if they do actually manage to get good new projects in their horizon, in their ecosystem, this could also do really well. But I do more actively actually trade 𝗕𝗓, just like I do with exchange tokens around their launchpads. And again, I'll explain that more as time goes on. But the core principle there being, you buy the token as they announce they're going to have some new thing that needs the token. And then you sell the token about 2 days, 3 days into them needing the token. Meaning usually there's like a 20, 30, 40% profit you can make in that little time. And this happens like every week. So it's definitely not too bad. But yeah, those are a couple little tips I've got for you guys today. If you want more, all you got to do is just subscribe to the channel. You don't have to from my end. It's all for you. If you want more videos, let me know down below. Make sure you support the channel by pressing that like button. And if you have the notification on, you can get the notification quicker. So hopefully you've got yourself a better chance to snap yourself up some cryptos cheap. But the subscriber number to me doesn't matter. It's all about how many people and how much you value what I bring. In theory, I could have 10 million subscribers, but if only 400 people appreciate it, I might as well only have 400 subscribers. It's the same to me. Anyway, guys, I'm rooting for you. Hopefully you know that. And if you didn't know it, now you know. This bull market, we're going to do some crazy, crazy, crazy things. Going to fly some people out to Dubai here. Going to teach you guys every single thing I know. Hopefully we can do that in about a week. I don't think so, but we're going to try at least. And I said before, even if some days you don't feel motivation, sit down and remember what you're doing it all for. Remember who else you want to make happy in your life. The market's here for us. It's the time, so let's get it.